This program is powered by thevirtual.show, making your offline events virtual. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of WEBIT Virtual, Dr. Plamen Russev.
Hello and welcome in my favorite part of the WEBIT Virtual weeks. And this is the Founders Games Demo Day and Investors Day. It's a fantastic opportunity to celebrate innovation and entrepreneurship, great ideas, and of course, some of the best founders. It's always a great opportunity to meet friends from the investment world that make sure that support ideas that could flourish. Of course, the investment is a risky business, but some really know how to take risk and to make the most of it. And today we have one of these someone. I would like to start with a dear friend of mine, and I would say old friend of mine, not because he is old, just because we know each other for some time already. Let me show you who he is.
Alexander Galitsky is a well-known innovator, entrepreneur and investor. Sasha is a co-founder and managing partner of Omas Capital. He was honored as Best GP by Venture Awards, was nominated for the Best Venture Capitalist of the last decade in Europe by Investor All-Stars and named Technology Pioneer at the World Economic Forum in Davos.
Sasha, such a pleasure having you. How are you?
I'm pretty good, so pretty.
Очень приятно. We just played your business card. It's a wow business card, but still it is nothing compared to what I know you have done during the years. We know each other for quite some time already, and you're going from strength to strength. As we've heard from your video biography, you have been awarded with Best Investor Award in Europe, etc. I would like to have a very brief overview from you. What is happening in the investment world, in the entrepreneurial world during these tough months of the COVID crisis?
Actually, all entrepreneurs are investors. It is people who can resist for everything. So by this way, my friends and my portfolio companies and my colleagues, they all have, actually, I will not say they enjoy this time, but in general, it is a time to reinvest yourself and time to think about many stuff which you did and to build a plan for future. So, and since we operate always remotely, it is nothing new for us. And since we operate through 5 offices and we always on the road, so it is only one change. We are not traveling anymore.
Yeah. Do you miss the travel?
Sometimes I'm thinking, I'm still sitting. I am not traveling.
Yeah. Sometimes I hate to say it, but I miss the airport.
I miss hotel.
Sasha, thank you so much for rejoining WEBIT and our virtual editions. We have done these editions with one goal only, to make sure that we continue supporting the innovation ecosystem. And you've been doing a great job, obviously, and we're truly honored to have you with us. And I would like to introduce the other participants in the jury panel now. So let's see who is joining us today.
Yorgos Mousmoulas is a partner at Metavaon VC, a 32 million seed and pre-seed venture capital fund investing in very early stage technology startups in Greece and Europe, with a clear tech differentiation, usually in the B2B space. Karina Shevchenko is an entrepreneur with a demonstrated track record in financial services and technology innovation. As the CEO of Nordstrom Ventures, she specializes in delivering investor relations and business development expertise to growing technology businesses. Leonardo Giagnoni is currently an investment manager at EAG, the largest Italian business angels network. He is involved in scouting and screening of investment opportunities in several industries: life science, digital, deep tech, and fintech.
Karina, Yorgos, Leonardo, thank you so much for joining us in our WEBIT Virtual studio. How are you, Karina?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Where are you now?
I'm in London. I'm at home. It's me and my cat and a lot of work as it comes out. My days are now much longer than they used to be, but rather productive, which is great.
It's weird. I mean, we're not traveling. We should have more time, but actually it's the opposite. I thought it's the only me, but obviously not like this.
Yeah, I used to travel perhaps every 7 to 10 days for the last 2 years. Now it's a great time to recharge my energy. So I think everyone is in the same boat, at least on this call.
Absolutely. Yorgos, welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, I have to say. I have to agree with Sasha that I do miss the live events to an extent, because I think there's a limit to how much you can do remotely, and especially when it's more than 3 or 4 people at a time, it becomes quite inefficient, I think.
Agree. And at the same time, though, a lot of investors say that the deal flow has been increasing.
I wouldn't say it has been increasing. I think it's fairly stable. I don't think that there's much difference, I mean, from what I've seen so far.
Leonardo, how are you?
Hi, fine, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. Where are you?
I'm in Milan, Italy. And fortunately, the lockdown is going to finish, so we hope to come back to normality. Yeah.
So we have Athens, right? Yorgos, you're in Athens now?
Right.
We have Athens, London, we have Milan, and Sasha, I'm afraid to ask, where are you?
You know, occasionally I host or got hostage in Moscow.
No way! You're in Moscow this time.
Yes.
Great. I've never been talking to you while you're in Moscow, so that's a special moment for all of us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining this program. We are in the Mobile Innovation Week. We shall be seeing some great startups today. They are in their post-seed funding. The 3 companies that we have and we have featured in this particular round, they are with MVPs, and what we will expect from them is some great pitch, obviously, a good opportunity to present their company and their products. And as you know, we are paying attention to 5 factors: uniqueness of idea, scalability, business approach, marketing approach, and time and team capacity. As long as these 5 are in place, we will be in a position to vet the companies, and then one shall be winning today's pitch session, and they will have wild cards to next WEBIT Festival, opportunity to pitch in front of all the investors that we're hosting, and a free exhibition area, plus opportunity to join the $1 million award of the Founders Games. So good things. And we have 3 companies. One is called Ciclogreen. The second one is called Road.Travel. And the third one is TechNovator. I will start immediately with the first one. They shall pitch in front of us for 3 minutes, and we have 5 minutes to ask them questions. I should be keeping the time, and our viewers will be seeing the timer, and they will know when the startup should stop. The new trick that we are adding here is that you will be in a position to ask or to interrupt a presentation after the second minute if you believe it doesn't give the right information that we need to hear. So you help the founder to refine the 1 minute that's left in their presentation and to give obviously a better impression to all of us. We will be listening to these presentations. You shall be vetting them in your computer, in our system, and then we shall know who is the winner almost immediately. So let me invite, without further ado, our first contestant, Ciclogreen from Spain. Hello, Gregorio.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
I was confused. Maybe my sound wasn't
I know,
activated.
my Spanish is terrible anyway.
Yeah, great Spanish. Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias for joining. All right, the timer is starting now and you have 3 minutes. Please start.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Gregorio, CEO of Ciclogreen. We promote sustainable mobility. Why? To solve a huge environmental, social and economic problem, transport emissions. Cities and companies are looking for a solution to promote sustainable mobility, to avoid CO2 emissions and also air pollution that, by the way, increases by 50% the mortality rates of COVID-19. But then to change mobility behavior, we have to overcome two main barriers. There is a lack of motivation to change mobility behavior because employees are really used to go to work by car or using public transport. And then there is a lack of mobility data to be able to understand new mobility patterns and provide better infrastructure and services. Well, we provide a solution to our customers to overcome these two main barriers. An online platform that allows city council and companies to reward with free incentives to their employees and citizens for using safe means of transport, for cycling to work, working to work, maintaining social distance without increasing CO2 emissions, and outside the COVID situation, also incentivizing public transport and car sharing. How does it work? Employees only have to use our app, our tracking app, to register their sustainable trip to work. They will get points redeemable for discount, and they will be able to join challenges to win, for example, an electrical bicycle. And that's powerful motivation to change mobility behavior, but also a lot of powerful data we provide to city councils like the City Council of Barcelona with our visualization and analysis tool. We have a scalable business model, B2B software as a service, sorry for the size. We are providing an online reward program to companies, city councils and universities for an annual fee. We are in a huge growing market, targeting more than 75,000 large companies and cities only in Europe. And the market is growing, also our sales. We are already working with big companies like Decathlon, Zafir or Ulma, and we have pilots running with Amazon, with more than 50,000 users, more than 20 customers in Spain, Germany, Argentina and the United States. And we have the right time to keep growing this company with expertise in project management, marketing, communication, design, programming, of course, and a dedicated sales team of 3 people. We are international from the beginning. We have been featured internationally and got national and international awards. And to get the most of this global opportunity, we are now looking for that 250,000 euros investment round that we will use to increase sales, work in product development, and launch marketing campaigns, inbound marketing, aimed to increase our sales. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the 3 minutes. That's a very good sign for a strict following of the main rules of the game. So, thank you so much. Who will start with the questions? 5 minutes for questions.
I have a question.
Karina.
Yeah, just a quick question with regards to your existing market, and where are you planning to, which markets are you planning to penetrate with the 250K, and is it enough money actually to go where you need to go?
We are working mainly now in Spain, but we have already projects in Germany and also in Latam, in Argentina, and one project in the United States. But our strategy is to go first France and Germany because the regulation there is positive for us. And we are already working with several companies of the Mugies companies group so it's a door open to France, and we already launched a project in Berlin, and now we are inside. We have been contracted by another company to launch a project to a group of companies in Germany, so we are already focusing there, and also to the United States. Those are the main countries we are targeting.
Thank you, Yorgos. Please go ahead. Sorry, Ali.
It's not clear to me who are your target customers? In other words, who is the customer who is actually going to pay? Is it going to be the city, the municipality, or is it going to be some private company? The monetization is not very clear right now.
Sorry for that. We have two main customer segments. Big companies that are worried and they must provide non-financial report about their CO2 emissions. We help them to calculate their CO2 emissions related to commuting using this solution. So they pay for an annual license and get a dashboard with all the data. And at the same time, we work for cities with the same platform. They also pay an annual license, and then we launch mobility challenges at a city level to gather a lot of mobility data and provide them that information using our analysis and visualization tool. So it's a B2B software as a service with an annual license.
Sasha, please.
Yeah, I have two questions. One, what's the cost to launch any city, since you mentioned a few cities in the United States and everything? So what's the cost for launch one city and size of the city, like typical? It is one. And what's the metric of your growth, actually?
Launching a new city is easier because we have, for example, Decathlon as a partner for the rewards. So the cost is really really low because it's talking to the city. We use the same platform, the same template for all the cities and the same app always. So we are not creating a new platform for every city. We have contact with Decathlon, they provide the rewards, and then we contact local businesses to add to the platform so we can launch a program in less than 1 week in several cities at the same time because we have the reward providers and there's no more needs for others.
The cost you need to have?
Yeah, we have the costs, but the cost of the rewards are included in the annual license. And for example, usually the city council is the one providing the reward. In the case of Barcelona, they provide an electrical bicycle and the local shops provide the reward. So there is no other cost than the maintenance of the platform. We use no hardware. And about the growth, we plan to, we have been growing at duplicating our revenue, and we want this round to be able to triplicate our revenue soon.
You have so far 400K, right?
Sorry, if
you have raised around 1 or 2 rounds until now.
Yep. One round of 245K, but also European projects for the rest of.
So it's only one round.
Yeah, this is our second investment.
Okay, I see. Well, we are almost up to the 8 minutes in total. Very short question and very short answer, if any.
Just one
Yorgos? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Leonardo.
How do you get the data from the users, and your assumption about the retention of the users?
Okay, we get the data from the user because we motivate the user with rewards. So we use gamification to engage users. By the way, answering also to Alexander, we include the marketing campaign when we launch in a city. And for example, with 600 euros, we are able to engage 2,000 users. And that's because of the rewards. So this is good for us because our customers are paying, but we are getting a lot of data for that. The second question is about retention. We have during more than 10,000 active users during the last 12 months. We are measuring that every month, and it's growing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ciclogreen, stay with us, And please, I request the judges to start filling up their vets and estimate for the company. Thank you. Great presentation. I would like to give a very brief overview of what we are doing now. All these startups are part of the Founders Games. Founders Games is one of the world's, if not the biggest, one of the biggest, largest startup challenges, with over 4,500 companies applying. And we have $1 million award, almost 1,000 investors being involved. And we were supposed to celebrate that wonderful opportunity during the in-person event. Since we all know that this is going to take some time, we have decided to put the whole program online. So basically from now on, every week, we shall be having a startup pitch day and investors day. And you, great investors like you, will join us, will ask questions, and then further give feedback to the companies that are pitching. And of course, everyone that wins will have the opportunity to receive absolutely for free opportunity to be at WEBIT, to pitch, and to present in front of all the investors. So in other words, this time you will invest again money, but this time it will not be your money, it will be my money. And I hope you'll do it in a fair way. Next startup, Road.Travel and Nikita Dedic.
Hello.
Hello, Nikita.
Hi.
Okay. I hope you feel good.
Yeah, I am.
Do you feel like you have a control over the presentation?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, there are 5 factors: scalability, uniqueness of idea, team capacity, marketing approach, business approach. Hopefully you will answer all of them in this presentation. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Nikita, and I'm founder and CEO of Road.Travel, trip planning and booking platform for road trips and connected cars. Road trips, the popularity of road trips has been growing over the past years. 63% of all Americans took at least one road trip in 2019, and that was before the pandemic. The consensus in the industry today is that road trips will be the top anti-crisis measure this year because of COVID-19. Road trips are now perceived safer than even visiting friends or going on a date because of keeping social distance. Planning a road trip usually means visiting multiple websites and collecting lots of fragmented information. Since 2015, we have integrated more than 30 different data sources, including hotels, car rentals, points of interest, routing and audio guides on a single platform to introduce an all-new product for the industry, road trip packages. For example, an ocean drive in California with 9 different hotels, car rental, and a curated itinerary from an expert. Or a tour to automotive museums in Germany, which you can personalize to automatically match your budget and book everything in seconds. I encourage you to visit Road.Travel and try it yourself. Last year, we won startup competitions by Volkswagen, Porsche, and Ford Motor Company. This year at CES in Las Vegas, Road.Travel was announced among the first 6 strategic partners of Byton, the world's first smart device on wheels. So this is Byton. We at Road.Travel now work to enable connected cars to go beyond A to B navigation, to provide a holistic experience for travelers with curated routes and interactive guidance. In the wake of the pandemic, we started working with tourism authorities in several countries, in the Netherlands, in Russia, select states in the US, and one of the countries in the Gulf region, to provide a recovery solution for local tourism post-COVID-19. Oh, sorry, my slides are jumping. Providing an easy way to enable domestic tourism. This serves one of the United Nations sustainability goals, sustainable tourism. We are proud that the United Nations World Tourism Organization has recently appreciated our approach. We're also receiving quite some pretty nice press coverage at major media outlets in tourism because of our latest pivot. We started in 2015 in Russia by raising $750,000 US. In 2017, moved to the UK. Since 2018, we became profitable by pivoting to B2B, and now we're pivoting again to start our own B2C operations internationally digital platform for tourism destinations around the world. And we are raising to leverage the momentum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikita. Wonderful presentation and great job so far. Who will start with the questions? Yorgos, please go ahead.
You mentioned 800K in revenues. Where do these come from? I mean, who do you monetize from?
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for the question. So over the past 2 years, we have generated around $800,000, and that was coming from licensing fees from our B2B clients. So we were offering our platform to traditional big corporates in tourism industry, such as online travel agencies, airlines, car rental companies, to leverage the platform, the user experience, to provide a new kind of product to their customers. So that was pre-COVID-19. Now the situation has changed because there's no revenue coming from travel bookings at the moment, and it will stay like that for quite some time now. And we have found an absolutely new revenue source for ourselves. So now we are working with tourism destinations, and they are willing to pay their marketing money, which are government funded, to promote their destinations and to enable domestic tourism to support the growth of the economy, the recovery of the economy. And this is what we are working on right now.
Thank you. Other questions?
Do you have a current geographic focus?
There's no geographic focus. So the data which we aggregate from our suppliers is global and multilingual, and we also do automatic translation to multiple languages. But we work in several geographies at the moment to create curated routes from travel experts in those destinations. Official people working for the tourism officials in those countries. So we're actually looking to connect with more destinations, and if you can help us do that, we'd really appreciate that.
Well, currently there are 2,000 people watching your pitch. I don't know if you've ever pitched in front of that many. So hopefully there will be, but also among the investors jury, I think there are people with quite diverse network. Karina, I saw that you wanted to ask a question.
Yes, I had a question regarding the competitive landscape. Surely there are existing players who are strong in terms of their cash flow, and they can invest in existing operations, upgrade and change slightly and make something similar to easy. What are the entry barriers, and who's your main competitor at this stage?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. So I would say that there are just a few platforms which are focused specifically on the car travel or on the road trips business. And these companies, they have very limited geographic coverage. For example, roadtrippers.com is one of our favorite projects in that space, but they only focus on the American and Australian markets, for example. Unlike those companies, we aggregate data from global sources, and that enables us to work globally as well. When we speak about more traditional players, like, let's say, Booking Holdings or Expedia, these big, large corporates, they are looking definitely into the idea of connected trip, but they are way behind in terms of actually of user experience. So I would say we have a competitive advantage here, which is quite strong. We are ready to start offering road trip packages right now.
Okay, we have more time. Sasha, do you have questions? I think Sasha is frozen. We have to reconnect him to... okay, Sasha, now you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Well, my question actually about your pivots. So what's the reason of your pivots? Can you explain it shortly?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually a gentleman, when I was at CES in Las Vegas, a gentleman who works with tourism destinations and helps them find different solutions for marketing purposes for those tourism destinations. He reached out to me and he said that he saw a big opportunity in actually bringing our platform to the attention of those companies. And we started looking into this. And over just 2 or 3 months, we've developed relationships in 4 different countries. So now we are seeing a huge demand for domestic travel specifically, because countries have to switch from international tourism which is a more, let's say, popular option normally. And there has been no products oriented to domestic tourism. So now there's a big demand for this coming from governmental organizations as well as traditional players in travel industry. And this was the reason for the pivot. We are about to sign 2 commercial partnerships with quite big checks already in 2 different countries.
A very disrupted industry. I know from a lot of friends of mine in that particular industry that the major markets, which are Spain, France, and others, are quite heavily hit, of course, like everyone in travel and tourism. So it's great that you are brave, that you pivot, because that's what we have to do. It's all about the entrepreneurship and to never give up. And that's what we are here for, to help brave people like you, to support them and to grow their business as much as possible through network, through investors, through global partners that are also here with us. I'm addressing our wonderful WEBIT community. Currently we have, let me see how many thousands people watching us. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. And being now with these startups is a very important gesture for us, because I know it's very interesting to listen to people like Sasha Galitsky or Tim Draper or the father of internet, Vint Cerf, etc. That's where we have the 10, the 12,000 people. But these 2,000 now are very precious to us, because we at WEBIT have one mission: creating the desirable future. And this, the way we see it, is by supporting and boosting the innovation ecosystem. This is where we are. This is what we do. And that's why we are doing it now. And that's why we shall continue doing, supporting the innovation, as we've been doing for the past 12 years. It's never been and never will be that a selected startup is being imposed to buy their stand or their tickets in order to present at WEBIT. It's always the WEBIT Foundation that is supporting the startup ecosystem. And now we go to our last startup today. And I'm very excited to hear from them what they're doing and what they're going to present to us. I would like to request all the investors to try to use that time between the pitches to put their bets for the startups that been presenting, so we can use the time after the last presentation to make a wrap up. Please prepare for the some feedback to all the startups. Tell them openly and straightforward their pros and cons, the weaknesses that you saw, because it's not going to hurt them, it's going to help them, and I'm sure they all understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit too harsh, but that's how it should be, and we only support the best of the best. The last startup is TechNovator. They're already post-seed. They have raised over $1 million from Czech Republic, and we have a wonderful lady, Ruslana Tovšik. I hope I said it, Ruslana, the right way.
Yes, in the right way. Thank you so much. And my name, can I start already, yes?
Well, absolutely you can. Your time starts now.
My name is Ruslana and I'm co-founder of TechNovator, powered distance charging system. The TechNovator created absolutely new wireless charging technology that allows to charge different devices at once in a distance. TechNovator does not use any of existing methods of energy transfer. And I suppose that everyone was in situation when our device was dead in not convenient time. I'm sorry, but my slide is not moved. Can we fix it? Okay. Everyone was in situation when our device was dead in not convenient time, especially For example, if we use phone when we need to make a call, or it also concerns bike, scooters, and something else. And actually, our technology allows people to give freedom to use their device without any adapter, so without any inconvenience. If we talk about our solution, we can. I'm sorry, I can't move my presentation. Our technology can be easy deployed and easy scale up into different products. It can be, for example, drones, scooter, electronic device, medical device, such as a cardiac pacemaker. And also our solution meets 4 of 17 sustainable development goals. If we talk about our solution, we can deploy our technology to the drones, and drones can I'm sorry, I can't move my presentation.
You should have been told that the up and down arrows are working.
Yes, but it
have
doesn't
you
work.
tested it?
Yes, but it doesn't work right now.
Okay, I will check again with the studio. Studio, please confirm that there is a control in. Yeah. Okay, you have control. Try one more time.
Okay.
Doesn't work?
No.
Okay. Studio will change it. Please, next slide.
Okay. And currently we can deploy our technology also into the drones, and we can solve the big problem currently with the drones. It can be a rigid or flexible platform that we can place wherever we want. Next slide.
You have it, yeah. Sorry, we had. This is not fair. You had issues with your presentation. You couldn't start it the right way. I will suggest we start from the beginning. Would you mind?
Yes.
It will be fair. Please
okay.
breathe. It wasn't fair for you. Just let's restart the presentation. Let's make sure you have full control over it, because what you're doing is fantastic. I personally like it very much, and I would like you to be absolutely equally well presented with the other 2 contestants. So please restart the presentation. Please make sure you have control. Can you again try with your arrows?
Okay, one moment.
Do you do it now? Can you move it?
Mm.
Okay, you move it now. So that's you. Okay, just stop. Yeah, just one click. Okay. Okay, it's off, reset, start from beginning, 3 minutes. You're doing great. Smile. Now it's you.
Yes, but it's, when I try, it's also no scrolling.
No scrolling, just the arrows. Up and down arrows. Don't use the mouse.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Just say next. Okay, say next, and you will have the next one.
One moment.
Oh my gosh, Ruslan.
Yeah.
How is it?
No.
Okay, say next and do the presentation. Next, they will change the slide for you. Just say next.
Okay, I will say next. Okay, let's try once again. TechNovator created absolutely new wireless charging technology that allows to charge different devices at once in a distance. And TechNovator does not use any of existing methods of energy transfer. And if we talk about the technology, we can deploy our technology into different solutions, and it's easy to scale up. Next, we can deploy our technology into the drones, electronic devices like mobile phone, like laptop, even medical devices, and our solution meets of 4 of 17 sustainable development goals. Next. We can deploy our technology and solve a big problem with drones concerning wireless charging, and we can charge high power drones with power up to 200 watts, and it can be reached a flexible platform for drones. Next. Just imagine a city of the future when the drone will cover the all people needs. For example, to control traffic or to organize medical supports or climate control, and the drones will endlessly perform all tasks assigned to them. Next. Another solution that we can propose is wireless charging parking station for the scooters. Solving the big problem with managing scooters. Maybe you know that currently we can see scooters everywhere, but we cannot use because they are discharges. And we can use our technology without any cable. We can charge such scooters. Next. The market is really huge, and that market is constantly growing. And actually, we can go to the market. Next. If we talk about currently, we won the grant more than €500,000 for R&D, and we are also planning to attract the investments around €500,000. Also, we are planning to arrange a cooperation with some universities to start grow globally and later sell licensing, and also start B2B pilot project with companies. Next. We already start the cooperation with different companies, and our technology is validated by certification center and also validated by one global company. Next. Using the B2B model and licensing, we are planning to sell formulas, special formulas and cheap, and get royalty from every sold product. And by 2025, we are planning to receive more than €23 million. Next.
Thank you. Your time is up. Let's have some discussions from the studio. Thank you, Susanna. Yeah, you had like the longest presentation ever in the history of WEBIT. Hopefully next time you will check again with the team how it works with the presentations. Who will start first with the questions? Sasha?
Yeah, my question, it is not first try to do it. So what is unique of you, of what is the physical method behind of it, since it is physics, nothing's new?
Yes, but it's quantum physics, and it's something new because yes, because actually our technology based on the quantum principles, and we have some unique in our technology, and also it's validated by certification center. We validate that our technology is safe, and also we validate some unique of our technology there.
So you have patents, or what you have?
Actually, we have one patent, but we're also planning to apply for additional patent, and we currently work with some patent agencies concerning trade secret, intellectual right, and also concerning patents.
Thank you very much. Reminding again to the jury, please use your time to make your votes for all the startups. Sasha, do you have more questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Yorgos, please.
I'm not entirely sure, apart from drones, you said, and scooters, what other applications do you have right now? Because drones is, I mean, okay, it's fairly new, right? And at least in Europe, we haven't seen it so far. And scooters, okay, it's clear. Any other applications other than those?
Look, if we talk about our technology, it's absolutely new, and we have the technology. We are deep tech. And actually, we can deploy our technology into different products. It can be even cardiac pacemaker. If you know, if the people have a problem with their heart, they use cardiac pacemaker, and they need to make operation on their heart every 5-7 years. and it's not good for the health. But using our technology, people will not use repeated operation on their heart. That's why it's possible even to integrate into the medical devices, and we're already in process of the cooperation with one medical university here in Poland concerning deploying technology to the cardiac pacemaker. Drones, if you know, actually they have the problem concerning time flight. They can fly from 30 minutes till 2 hours, but actually it's also some problem because they need people control of, for example, to rechange battery. If we talk about our technology, no need to have like people control, and it's possible to even to create wireless charging ports for drones. And they can recharge and be on duty 24/7.
So you have 1 meter distance, right? You can charge up to 1 meter distance.
With efficiency 90%. It's similar like to use cable, but we do not use cable. So we reduce cost concerning cable, and also we have such efficiency as cable has.
All right, Sasha?
Yeah, but you have competitors who already ship this to US airports on basic quantum technology. What's the difference of your technology?
If you talk about our technology, if you know, yes, we have the competitors and they use a different technology,
Well,
but still no product on the market. And if you talk about our technology, we can charge even into the water. And that experiment doesn't, no one has such experience that we already have, because we can charge in water even. So if you know, if we talk about cardiac pacemaker, our body consists of 80% of water, and that's possible to use our technology into the body for every implant and batteries in our body.
But ACT companies already put this in US airports. How you will compete with them in more mass markets than charge something underwater?
What they use? Can I clarify what the product they use for such technology?
No, they use quantum technology for charging. The same. Many tries to do this without wires. It is not about it. Okay, so
have you seen the product?
I know that they ship to airports in US.
Susanna, Dr. Alexander Galitsky is a scientist, and that's why he's asking all these questions. So I guess he can be helping you if you support him with your answers. But anyway, Sasha, do you have more questions? No. Okay. The other two jury members, do you have any more questions?
Just one last question.
Leonardo, please go ahead.
Do you have already some license agreement signed?
Our technology was validated by one company, and last year we received the proposal to start the pilot project with them, but actually we didn't go ahead because actually they want to be also like the owner of the patent. But if we talk about licensing, currently we talk also with some companies that produce drones and some association in Switzerland. Maybe you know that Switzerland is home for drones. So that's why we are now in process of negotiation, and actually we already have also some MOU signed with some companies to produce product using our technology.
Thank you very much, Ruswana. Anyone else? Karina, do you have? Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation, first of all. Very helpful and good to see fellow females in the presentation too. I actually have a bit of a background with UAVs.
Karina, can you please speak a little bit louder if you may?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better. Thank you.
Excellent. Apologies. I was just saying thank you for the presentation. So my question is regarding your already about competitors have been answered, but regarding the workload of the drones that you would be working with. So at the moment, the load is how many? Please remind me how much was the workload that they were able to charge?
You mean how many devices we can charge?
Yes, the types of drones, can they be scaled? Can it charge larger drones?
If you talk about the devices we can charge currently, we can charge different devices at once. It can be, for example, if we talk about electronic label shelves tag in supermarket, we can charge like up to 500 such electronic label shelves tag. But actually, we have also the potential of our technology, and we can charge more high-power devices, even up to 500 watts. And also, we can have the potential to increase distance, because currently we have 1 meter, but also we have potential to charge in a longer distance, because actually we already made some tests concerning the distance. And so, if we talk about if we're planning to start, we are planning to start from the drones, because it will be easy to integrate our technology, and we can be on the market with the final product in 6-8 months. Can I ask you if I got your questions right, or maybe you need you expect something else to hear?
You did answer my question. I think it would be worthwhile to take it offline.
Okay. Thank you very much. The time is up, and thank you very much, Ruslana, for joining. Please stay with us now. I would request the jury members to wrap up with their vets, so we can have a very quick discussion, a reflection on the 3 startups. And in the meantime, please fill up the data for all these 5 factors that we're vetting. I would like now to request you to reflect on all the 3 startups, to tell us which one is your favorite and why. Maybe we can start with Yorgos.
Well, let me think. Let's start with the last one. I'm really not familiar with the technology, and I really defer to Sasha there. It sounds quite novel. It's just that I think that the uses have to be specified, and they have to be much more specific and targeted. Because drones, for example, is something that you cannot target today. We're not talking about consumer drones, but the commercial drones that are going to fly in the city. So I'm not sure about the usability of this. The other uses, as you mentioned, like the pacemakers and whatever, they have to be carefully thought out. So I think you need to do some more work on those.
What is your reflection on the first one and the second one?
Let's go. I'm going backwards. So Road.Travel, I think it's useful. I mean, I've seen a couple of similar teams that are trying to do something similar in terms of trip planning. Right now, it's a pretty hard period, also in terms of fundraising, to be perfectly honest, in this space. And also,
good time for travel. I agree.
You have to really consider that, you know, there was a phase of like a trip planning fad, or, you know, it was very much in fashion like about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but this has faded. So I'm not sure how much investor interest this is going to attract, even regardless of the tourism slump and the problem in tourism right now. And Ciclogreen, again, I've seen a couple of similar examples. I think what really needs to be done is to be really, really careful and think out carefully the target customers and who you're going to actually. Yeah, so it's a question of monetization again, because if you go for the cities, these are pretty slow moving. If you go for the corporates, yes, but there has to be a very clear value proposition on them. So I think in all 3 cases, there are certain points in terms of the distribution and market access strategy that still have to be thought out and ironed out, to be worked on a little bit more. At least that's my personal opinion.
Thank you very much, Yorgos. I would like to hear now Karina with her feedback on the 3 participants.
Sure, thank you very much. First of all, again, thank you very much, everyone, for presenting excellent themes, wonderful ideas. Some of them are more competitive than others. The markets in general are very populated, I would say. to a certain extent on the verge of being overcrowded with professional big players with large cash reserves. For me personally, the closest to my expertise is actually the last one with the wireless charging product. The first company, Ciclogreen, it's wonderful what they do. I think it's going to go well. But again, there are quite a few companies that are already doing that. So it's just a matter of the right team being in place and being able to take it to the market. And same applies to Road.Travel. And the question is, what kind of markets can they go to? Ciclogreen could be slightly limited because of the product market fit for specific countries. For Road.Travel, it may be a momentum right now that it would be very popular, but is it going to be popular in 5 years' time? That's a great question. So for me, everyone is fantastic, but TechNovator would be at the moment as a preference.
Super. Thank you very much. And going back to now to Leonardo.
Yeah, I agree with the other jury members, and thanks to all the founders for presenting us. I think they are all good projects, great teams, and I think maybe I suggest a better analysis of the competitive scenarios, because there are a lot of competitors, for example, in both the first one and the third one, startups in their market. And I think I really appreciated the Road.Travel project, because I think the business model is quite interesting, thanks to the white label approach with the large players. And sincerely, I don't think that the tourism is going to disappear. So potentially it can be an opportunity for, I don't know, to focus on the car travel compared to airplane travel or whatever. So it can be a good opportunity for them, and the business model is good to reach it.
Yeah, we all hope that tourism is not going to crash, because a lot of economies are built on that. So hopefully things will recover. But thank you very much. And now I would like to hear what Dr. Sasha Galitsky thinks. Sasha.
Yeah. First of all, this remark to everybody. Your presentation need to answer questions which we try to hear. Yes. So, and regretfully, if you count all these critical points, which is team capacity, and you speak of marketing approach, you're speaking about uniqueness, where the competition is coming. So everybody is missing this point. So we look for technology, we look for dynamic how this technology can be built, but in general, we invest in people, and it is no words why your team is winning this game, especially if everybody try to do what you guys are doing. Each company which presented today had competition, and of course, I more prefer the deep tech. Of course, it is not because it is blonde lady present, but it is that it is deep tech. So as for travel, I believe travel will be back. But again, guys, you need to present your competition, how you actually will win the game this time when others fail. So it is possibly the general remarks to everybody.
Thank you very much, Sasha. Going back to all of you, I already have your vets. It is clear who is the winner. And obviously, we have also heard your words. So there will be one winner only, and we shall know it in a second time. But in the meantime, I would like to ask you, the four of you, what is your horizon that you're planning your investments currently? How would you make an investment in a travel company now? Sasha.
Investment where? Or when I'm not traveling, I'm doing investment. We closed 2 deals during the last month.
No. I don't mean how many deals you close, but that's good information to know. I mean, when you are planning your investment, How do you plan in a business model like tourism? How do you plan investment in a business model which has been disrupted by the coronavirus crisis? So in other words, how the investment community is trying to somehow foresee when this is going to end, if no one else can foresee something like this, or you're making safety bets which do not go for disrupted industries, which basically means foods, maybe some more logistics, and of course other industries that are not disrupted, pharma, healthcare.
Well, we are sitting in deep tech mostly, and the point is that I will say that all this futuristic stuff which people presented in 2050 come in more sooner. So the people will be without job, people need to learn, people need to change their capacities, and that when people in isolation, they started to actually move to new model of life. So from this perspective, robotics and artificial intelligence becoming more required right now, since for many reasons. And the second one, that some kind of remote work will become more reasonable as well. So by this way, taking, let's say IoT become a little bit different since becoming more intelligent. Yeah. So, and it is required companies to rebuild their business from point of view to move more to service approach. So from this perspective, in our case, we did change our strategy at all.
Thank you, Sasha. That's very important and interesting for the whole ecosystem. And we are asking this question to investors so that could give a better understanding of the startups and, of course, the ecosystem, how to move next, what to expect, and how to expect it. Now, it's time for the winner. And I would say it's been a very tough competition, especially for between the first and the second. I haven't seen so close results until now, but numbers are numbers, and obviously we go by the numbers. We have Ciclogreen from Spain, who has been vetted number 3. And the winner is Road.Travel. Congratulations. Congratulations, Nikita. Congratulations. Job well done. Congratulations to all participants. It's been a wonderful 1-hour pitch session. Congrats to Nikita for joining WEBIT, having the access to the $1 million awards, and to hopefully sooner than later the live edition, in-person edition of the event. And the rest of you, you're doing great. You have had some great publicity, and I'm looking forward for great news from you, and definitely will be there to supporting you on the way. My special gratitude goes for the jury. Thank you so much to all of you, one by one. Thank you very much, Karina. Thank you, Leonardo, Yorgos, and of course, Sasha. Thank you all for being with all of us, and I look forward to see you again in our next investors panels. We are in a time of wonderful opportunities, and what we are going to do is tomorrow to discuss them with a great panel of journalists coming from all around the world who will reflect on the current trends and will guide us as per their vision on where the future is heading in the mobile innovation. So, thank you so much to all of you for being with us, and looking forward to see you tomorrow, the same time, in our virtual studio at WEBIT Virtual. Thank you.
This program is powered by thevirtual.show, making your offline events virtual.